The knight is your standard starting character, similar to Mario in Smash Bros. Or the samurai that everyone and their mother picked in Elden Ring. There were other classes, guys. Why did you all choose it? In terms of difficulty, he's pretty average. I would say about 3 out of 5 stars. But before we go any further, you can change your classes relatively easy as you progress the game. This serves to show you how you can expect they're going to play. The knight's main focus is using Impale and parrying to knock his enemies off their stance so his blade can get intimate with their innards on the ground. And because he has no range, I actually really appreciate one of his early vocation skills being Airward Slash, since it allows him to jump in the air and knock down whatever is airborne. Those harpies, man, do I hate them. I hate these things so much. What? I can't, yo wait, I can't move, what? What is,
Tiger.
There's no way.
Look at him choke!
Insane. Yo, what? I just got jumped by harpies. Even though this is my introduction to Dragon's Dogma, coming from Elden Ring and a copious amount of hours in Dark Souls 3, the combat wasn't too hard to adjust to, and I actually got a good grasp of it after around 2 hours in. And while I was playing, I noticed that it seems like a lot of melee-focused classes play similarly. The only difference is how you're going to deal that damage. In that regard, I'd give the efficiency a 3 out of 5 stars as well. For where I'm at in the game, they seem to do just enough to get the job done. So if you like to get into it, skewer your enemies and time your parries, I'd recommend them because I was like, damn, I really like stabbing my sword through these people. This is really funny. I'm jumping him by myself. The Thief is going to be a lot of people's favorites. I believe he's the only class that can dodge, which is funny because I thought all classes could dodge in this game, and I was very rudely corrected. For difficulty, I would honestly say about a 3.5 out of 5. He's not as hard as other thief classes in games where you need mastery of like every skill to do good damage. What I will say though is a lot of the efficiency comes from knowing how to dodge by attacking. What I mean by that is a lot of the thief's vocational skills are centered around him repositioning or having high mobility while attacking. And his starting skill where he dashes at the enemy and hits them while moving comes out very quickly and repositions you simultaneously. So a lot of the times if I need to dodge, I'm just using this move so that I can keep up the DPS while I'm dodging, and it's been proven to be pretty helpful. I haven't needed to dodge much because this move's mobility is really insane. If you can master this playstyle, I would easily give him a 4.5 out of 5 just off of the fact that you can attack and move at the same time, so you never really have to stop attacking. He's also really fun to play. He's extremely versatile, and for that I would easily give him a 5 out of 5. If any class allows you to mount enemies while you're attacking, it's peak. It's peak. Peak cinema, peak gameplay, that's all I really need. It's reminiscent of Monster Hunter using something like the Insect Glaive, for example. Mounted on this griffin, bro couldn't move because I was just on his head for his whole health bar. Just slash him away.
Let him get up.
So I would highly recommend using the Thief, which is ironic because this juxtaposes extremely hard with the Mage. I found the Mage to be incredibly boring. The Mage to me felt like a hybrid of two things, and one of those things I really don't like. I really don't like being any type of support class in any game I play, really. So this may be a bit biased. Like, it just felt so clunky and weird to play. The dichotomy wasn't meshing well. I'm supposed to be doing damage and also supposed to be healing. If you're focusing on one or the other, you're not playing the class as well as you could be. I would assume the Mage really pops off with their support spells because they have a whole other class strictly for DPS spells. So if you're not keeping your team alive with support spells, I don't feel like you're going to be playing the Mage as well, and you should probably use the Sorcerer. So balancing your fights with support spells, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 for difficulty, because if you're not making that balance, again, you're just not going to be playing this class efficiently. But if it's being played at its highest capacity, I could see this being a 4 out of 5 for efficiency as well in terms of how much effect it has on the battlefield. So I guess it's a fair trade-off in that regard because it's high skill ceiling but high reward. With all that being said though, I personally don't really enjoy it, so I'm giving it a 1 out of 5. I was not this class's target audience, so I did not enjoy this. Which brings me to the Archer. Archer is something I did not expect to enjoy, and after playing him, I can safely say whoever designed this playstyle, they cooked. They were in their bag. You're going to be close to medium distance away from the enemies due to the nature of being an archer, but even though you're ranged, don't let that make you think that you cannot get close to enemies to get good shots in. The Archer has a mode where it can freely shoot and freely aim, and I really enjoy that, and I feel like it's really needed for this type of playstyle. And on controller, it gives you motion controls to aim, which, hold, let me cook for a second. Motion controls is better than stick controls when it comes to aiming. Coming from a player who played Splatoon for years with controller stick before they switched to motion controls, I see the argument for it. You can use your whole hand to move and aim as opposed to just your thumb. And if you think about it, you're gonna have so much more control moving both your arms. It's just really good for aiming. If you're using control stick, or if you complain about this, I understand that it's hard to make that shift, but when you do make that shift, trust me, your aim's gonna be so much better, and you'll be quick flicking to people you wanna shoot at, and you're gonna be landing your shots, and it's gonna feel so satisfying when you finally understand it. Anyway, the Archer has a kick for close quarters combat, which is really fun to use. Some fights are literally jumping people. I'm not dragging it. I'm stomping his head out on the ground. And your jump kick can be used as a repositioning tool while dealing damage, which was a highlight from the Thief. With all those options at your disposal before unlocking a single skill gives this a 1 out of 5 difficulty, with the efficiency being a 3.5 out of 5, since you still need to rely on teammates for DPS coverage because the Archer isn't the fastest attacker. But I'd rate this a 4 out of 5 for enjoyment for me, and easily the class I'd recommend the most if you're looking for the easiest way to play this game. Let me know which class you're choosing in the comments. I'll have more content on this game soon. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Love and light.